There are reports that Rachel Zegler did something bad with Snow White, which has turned into a full-on Hollywood disaster. The young actress's career took a significant turn after a fight with Jack Black. Zegler was supposed to be Disney's golden ticket, cast as Snow White in the live-action remake of the movie that literally built the Disney empire. It should have been the role that actresses dream of their whole lives. But as soon as her casting was announced, things started to go horribly wrong. Instead of celebrating the original fairy tale, Zegler gave interview after interview that seemed meant to anger longtime fans. She called the prince in the original movie a stalker, made fun of the classic version, and proudly said that Snow White wouldn't need a man to save her this time. The modern version would get rid of the prince and replace the 7 dwarves with something else. People immediately noticed something was wrong with Zegler. She seemed so sure of herself that it was bordering on arrogance. She was quoted as saying, "People will always come see me no matter what, and everything I do, people will wait in line to see." Those words would come back to haunt her in the worst way possible. As the movie's release approached, something surreal started happening. Zegler began posting videos of herself sitting alone in completely empty theaters. Not just once, but multiple times she shared these images, seemingly without any awareness of how bad it looked, as if the empty seats around her weren't telling a devastating story about audience interest. For those watching online, it was uncomfortable to witness, like seeing someone in denial about what was clearly becoming a public failure. Meanwhile, across town, something completely unexpected was happening in the Minecraft movie. A film that industry insiders had written off as a joke was exploding at the box office. Critics loved it, fans flocked to theaters, and it was making serious cash. In fact, Minecraft reportedly made more money in the United States in one weekend than Snow White had earned globally after 3 weeks. That's when the Jack Black rumors began circulating. Black, the voice of Kung Fu Panda and a key star in the Minecraft movie, allegedly confronted Zegler during this tumultuous period. According to behind-the-scenes accounts, he questioned how she was handling the growing backlash, particularly her tendency to dismiss all criticism as simply hate from trolls. "Do you think calling fans trolls is helping?" he supposedly asked her. What followed depends on which rumor you believe. Some sources claim Zegler became extremely emotional. Others say she stormed off set, and a few even suggest she broke down in front of Disney executives. Whether or not she sought therapy afterward, as some have claimed, the timing of this alleged confrontation marked a clear turning point. Disney's usually active social media presence temporarily went dark, and the Snow White press tour went quiet. People started to wonder if the pressure had finally reached an unbearable level. The film itself was reportedly falling apart. Multiple insiders said that major editing decisions were being made at the last minute, with whole scenes and storylines being cut just weeks before the premiere. Test audiences said that the movie was tonally inconsistent, emotionally flat, and preachy, like watching 2 different films mashed together in a bad way. Even Disney CEO Bob Iger was reportedly worried after getting negative feedback from test screenings, and he reportedly started asking tough questions about how a billion-dollar project had gone so dramatically off track. What was supposed to be a sure thing now looked like a possible disaster. The difference between Snow White and the Minecraft movie couldn't have been starker. While Minecraft was praised for being fun, silly, and smart without being condescending, Snow White felt like a lesson dressed up as entertainment. The theaters were full of dancing kids, laughing parents, and real happiness. Exactly the kind of magic Disney used to make. This comparison hit Disney hard. Snow White was supposed to be uplifting, but it came across as cocky, even to longtime fans. Disney supporters admitted that something wasn't quite right with the remake of a fairy tale. It should have solidified the company's cultural dominance, but instead it made people wonder if it had lost touch with what audiences really want. So what happened between Zegler and Black? The facts are still not clear. Some say it happened during a heated exchange at a press event, while others say it took place in a private back room during reshoots. Still others say there was no face-to-face confrontation at all, just tense messages sent between representatives. Whatever the truth was, the story spread like wildfire. A Hollywood veteran criticizing a rising star struck a chord with many. It seemed to capture perfectly a larger cultural shift. People are becoming more and more against what many see as Hollywood's increasingly agenda-driven storytelling productions that feel more like statements than stories. This tension had been building for a while, but this moment brought it to the forefront. Zegler tried to maintain her public image through it all. She posted filtered selfies, shared inspirational quotes, and reposted supportive messages from fans, but the energy had noticeably changed. Her content felt strained, like someone trying to appear unaffected while drowning in pressure. And in today's internet culture, that kind of disconnect doesn't go unnoticed. Online reactions were predictably divided. Some followers offered support, pointing out the impossible standards. Women in Hollywood faced the toxicity of fan backlash. Others went straight for mockery, turning her perceived arrogance into meme fuel. Her journey from breakout star to internet punchline happened at breakneck speed, with every new development amplified across social media. Behind closed doors at Disney, panic was reportedly setting in. PR teams shifted into overdrive, marketing. Budgets were slashed and redirected, and reshoots were ordered with frantic urgency. Executive talks were said to be full of desperate attempts to save what was quickly turning into a big problem. The fact that Minecraft was doing so well made things even worse. While Disney executives were rushing, Minecraft was easily passing. $300 million in sales around the world. White wasn't just failing at the box office. It was also going through what people in the business call an implosion of expectations. This wasn't just about bad numbers. It was about a basic breakdown in the connection between Disney and its viewers, breaking trust in a way that could hurt the company's brand for a long time. The reported fight with Jack Black came to represent everything that was wrong. In a room full of chaos, there was one voice of reason trying to get things back on track, but others stuck to a vision that was becoming more and more out of touch. Some say he put Zegler down, while others say he just told her the truth that no one else would. That sometimes the audience is right, and labeling every critic as a troll isn't just bad PR, it's naive. The tension between Zegler and Black became a reflection of bigger problems not just in this production but also in Hollywood's current mindset, from over-the-top moralizing to tone-deaf messaging. The fight between them felt like a clash between two different ideas of what entertainment should be. One based on heart and joy, and the other on looks and statements. If the stories of Zegler's emotional breakdown are true, it's not just one actress reaching her limit. Disney's whole live-action remake could fall apart. Plan a business model that looked solid at first, but is now showing major flaws. As time goes on, the warning signs have been flashing: diminishing returns, growing audience apathy, and critical backlash. But Snow White might be the loudest alarm yet. What's becoming more and more clear is that fans don't want nostalgia repackaged as lectures. They don't want beloved classics filtered through a corporate checklist. They want authenticity, joy, and magic, the very things that made these stories timeless in the first place. If even Jack Black, with all of his star power and goodwill, couldn't right this ship, then maybe Disney needs to rethink its approach, because this isn't just about one film failing. It's about a legacy teetering on the edge. Focus groups and messaging strategies didn't make Disney's magic. Emotion, wonder, and heart did. When audiences feel those things are missing, they respond not with polite disappointment, but with their wallets and their voices. They skip the premieres, post the memes, and call out what feels dishonest. Audiences aren't waiting in line for moral lessons that feel forced down their throats. They're there for fun that feels real. They want characters they can cheer for, stories they can escape into, and worlds they want to visit again. They're looking for that rare feeling where everything else fades away for a couple of hours when the screen lights up, and until Disney rediscovers how to make that magic, no amount of legacy IP or marketing spin can fix it. What's broken unless quickly something changes? Snow White might not only be remembered as a failure at the box office, but also as the point at which Disney's golden age of remakes came to an end. We're not just talking about bad reviews anymore. We're talking about a possible weak spot in the company's carefully crafted image. A movie that was supposed to bring life back to Disney's history has instead become a sign of disconnect for many fans. This isn't just a creative mistake. It's a betrayal of the kind that makes people stop trusting a studio. It's not hard to imagine that future Disney projects will be met with deep skepticism. Before a single ticket is sold, trailers are broken down frame by frame, stars are grilled in interviews, and stories are questioned. Snow White was meant to be a cultural moment, but it may be remembered as the start of a larger fan revolt. In the same way, Jack Black was Disney's much-needed wake-up call. Could this be the moment when the studio finally has to deal with the criticism it's been ignoring for years? Some people in the business think that Black's reported fight with Ziegler was the tipping point, an uprising against a system that puts messages ahead of magic? Or is this just another Hollywood rumor that has been blown way out of proportion? An over-the-top story designed to get hits and cause trouble. There have been times when a tense moment between celebrities turned into something mythical. In today's digital world, a raised eyebrow or brief exchange can turn into an epic saga within hours. Either way, it's clear that this story isn't over by a long shot, with Snow White's performance being closely watched and the internet breaking down every frame quote. And behind the scenes, whisper the stakes couldn't be higher for everyone involved. More than ever, everyone is keeping a close eye on Disney CEO Bob Iger and the company itself. What happens in the next few weeks could change how Hollywood handles its most important stories in the future. If this happens, big studios might have to rethink how they remake movies and remember why people liked the original stories in the first place. If not, it will just be another hiccup that is quickly forgotten when the next controversy comes up. There's more than just money at stake in the comparison between Snow White and Minecraft. Basically, it's about two very different ways of having fun. One movie allegedly tried to remake a classic with a strong message, while the other embraced pure fun and creativity without any apologies. One was based on statements about what it wouldn't be, and the other on celebrations of what it could be. The viewers have made their choice very clear. They'd rather have fun than listen to lessons. Honesty is more important than texting, and heart than homework. They pick movies that really make them feel things instead of movies that tell them what they should think. No one misses the irony. People are emotionally connecting with a movie based on a blocky video game with purposely simple graphics in ways that Disney's expensive retelling of a fairy tale apparently couldn't. This shows that no amount of CGI or brand recognition can replace real heart and joy for Disney. It is clear that we need to get back to the magic and wonder that made these stories timeless in the first place. Remember that lectures don't usually move people, but stories that touch the heart can. Know that caring about your audience and your legacy isn't just the right thing to do. It's also good business. Because at the end of the day, the most powerful magic in storytelling isn't in special effects or updated messages. It's in the simple, timeless ability to make people feel. And until Disney remembers that, all the king's horses and all the king's men won't be able to put Snow White back together again.